listening to the LOZ Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the LOZ Podcast Network. My name's Ken Lawler. I am the developer of the LOZ app and the LOZ app Podcast Network. And on the LOZ Podcast Network, we talk to people all over the lake for different reasons. Sometimes they're realtors, sometimes they're business owners. Today, we are really excited because we are sitting with Lee and Camron McAhren, and they are the owners of AIRO Helicopter Tours. Hello, guys.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So I have to be honest. I spend a lot of time at your location. I have a special needs son, Blake. A lot of our viewers know him, and you see him around the lake, but he loves helicopters, and he likes to watch them take off and land. So we sit out in front of your place, and we watch your helicopters take off and land. And it's great because every 3 minutes, a helicopter is taking off and landing. But what people don't understand is there's always been helicopters right there at the corner, right in front of Woods, but it hasn't always been you guys.
Right.
So you're brand new to the market. You just took over this market, right?
Correct.
How did that happen?
Well, it's kind of a unique journey because, we've been in aviation for 20 years. We're celebrating our 20th year anniversary this year. And we were expanding our company into maintenance, into aviation maintenance. And we had somewhat of a relationship of the previous owner up here, they're great people. And Lee and I came up here just to come up here and talk about our maintenance business, just in case they needed any help with anything.
That they would use us.
Yeah.
That's quite spoken.
They have a couple of machines, and then you can help them with this.
Right.
So yeah,
Ordering parts, things like that. So that was the original intent when we came up here. But as the discussions progressed, they honestly were looking to kind of get out of doing the helicopter tours here at Lake Ozark.
yeah. I know they were from the West Coast. They were from San Diego, and they came here. And I know they always kind of wanted to maybe do some stuff back on the West Coast. Great people. You guys are great people. I've had the chance to meet these guys, and I want to tell you, this is not your first rodeo. You guys have a lot of experience in this. So you have other locations that you have helicopter tours as well, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's actually our 5th location.
Yep.
So yeah, we were really excited to add this to our portfolio for sure.
Yeah.
Where else are you? You're in Branson,
Mhm.
right?
So predominantly all of our locations were in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Northwest Arkansas. That's kind of our corporate headquarters. We have Branson. So we do helicopter tours there, Lake Ozark now. We also have an operation in Kansas City as well.
Okay.
So we're kind of expanding and growing into other markets. So this was just a really good fit for us.
And it really, there's no better way to see the lake than from the air. I mean, it's so pretty and so beautiful. And I know you guys do tours over the dam. You'll do tours over to Ha Ha Tonka. You'll do sunset tours. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to experience what you guys are doing. The thing I think that's cool about it is, when you come to the lake and you're going to get out on a boat, you're going to go do stuff like that. But it's rare that you have the opportunity to actually get in a helicopter and take a ride.
Yeah.
They're not in every market. And so it's unique to the lake. And it's something that I think tourists and locals really take advantage of.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Being in a helicopter, the experience, it's not like a small airplane. It's almost like flying on a magic carpet. Your takeoff is real smooth. Your landing is real smooth. And, you've got great visibility in the helicopter. So you get to see everything. And you're not flying at 2 or 3 or 4,000 feet above the ground. You're typically around 5 to 800 feet above the ground. So you get a really great view of just everything around the lake. Like you said, there's so much real estate and so much development. Just the lake itself is beautiful. We're right here nestled, in the Ozarks, which is just an amazing place to be in the entire country.
And it doesn't take long. You want people to book ahead. So, if you guys go into the app and you go into the Lake Fun button in Outdoor Adventures, you're going to see there's stuff all over. You'll see them all over in the app in the dining section with banners. All you do is click on it and you're going right into the booking site. They can book online. It takes 5 minutes to get it done.
If that. Yep.
And then you show and go. And the fun thing about it is you might show up and you may have to wait 10 minutes to get on or 20 minutes, whatever. But it's experience of seeing the helicopters take off and come down. You see people getting out and happy. Everybody's taking pictures. It's really you're bringing smiles and memories to people.
Well, we also do have a really robust retail section in our office as well. So if they do have to wait for whatever reason, we've got lots of things for them to look at, purchase, and things to be able to to remember their experience with us.
Yeah, I know that from personal experience, because when I was in there with Blake a couple weeks ago, my wife bought a hat, she bought a shirt, she bought a tumbler. I mean, she looked like she was your biggest fan.
That's great. Well, now since you guys have been in, we've actually added some new items. We've got beach bags now. We've got portable speakers that are great for the lake and for the golf carts.
Yeah.
So I know golf is pretty prominent around here.
yeah.
And then we've got t-shirts, hats, things like that. So we would love to have people just come in and shop with us as well.
How did you guys get in aviation? Like, what was your path to even get into this?
Married into it, and I came into it kicking and screaming, didn't want any part of aviation whatsoever. Yeah, no, I really did. I married into it. He's the one who started it. And so you can tell your story, because this is really how it got off the ground.
Yeah,
No pun intended.
Or intended. Yeah.
Not to make this story too long, but I've always had a passion for helicopters and aviation in general. When I went through my flight training, I didn't have the greatest experience, and I had a corporate career too. And I was sitting at my desk one day, and I said, what if I started an aviation company and I just made it reliable, and I treated people right and gave a great experience? And that's kind of how it really all got started. And now we have 20 aircraft in 4 states now, and it's just it's amazing. It's been a blessing. God has just really opened up a lot of doors for us, and we couldn't be more thankful that we get to give amazing experiences every single day to our customers.
What's the transition been so far, going from coming into this market? And let's be honest, it would have been nice if you came in January and you had 5 months to get ramped up, but you guys kind of started right when the season was starting, didn't you? Yeah. So it's a lot to get going.
Well, we actually closed on the business in January, February, right?
Yeah, it was late May or April. I'm sorry, late April.
Yeah, we closed. Okay, I'm so sorry. Set that word out.
But I think the jumping into this market in April, when you have about 30 days to get going.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you kept a lot of the employees that were there.
We kept all the employees came back, just except for a couple, but most of them all came back. So,
and they've been phenomenal.
Yeah.
They've actually helped guide us, because they've been with the company for quite a while. Yeah. So they had a lot of experience to bring to the table, and we were grateful for that. They are a great, great team.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah. No, I've known those guys for a while. Like I said, I've been hanging out up there for 7 years probably with my son Blake, and it kind of makes me mad, because I'm a pilot and I have a 182, and he doesn't want to fly in the airplane. He wants to fly in the helicopter. So helicopters are cool. But yeah, no, it is. It's just a cool factor. So coming into this market brand new is a challenge. All you guys out there watching, get over there and get up in one of these helicopters and welcome these guys in, because they're locally owned. They're a family. That's what we support in the LOZ app. You're not some big corporation sitting out in California or New York. You guys are local. You've got, you're bringing a lot of tourist dollars in for people. And that's what people don't understand, is a lot of times you guys are helping bring people in that are then going from your helicopter ride down to the strip to have lunch. And they're, coming in and they're renting places, and you're giving people something to do at the lake. That's such a unique experience, and it's got to make you happy.
Well, and to add to that too, a lot of our other locations, we have flyers there, and we help promote all of the other locations we're in. So if we have visitors in Branson, we have flyers there that say, "Hey, come to the lake."
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City, "Hey, come to the lake." Tulsa, "Come to the lake."
Lots of cross promotion.
Yeah, lots of cross promoting we do across all of our locations in the whole region. Like I said before, the Ozarks are just amazing. So anybody watching, they need to come here.
Absolutely. And it's one of the reasons we did the rebrand with AIRO, is because before, and that's been recent, the rebrand to AIRO. Before, we were 5 different distinct companies, and now we are all under one umbrella. And so we are able to do a lot of cross promotion for the different locations that we have.
And, I think that you were telling me some ideas you had about maybe even doing some things after the shoulder season. So, everybody's here from May through October. That's when people are coming to the lake for the most part. I mean, a lot of the tourist season, but you got some pretty cool stuff maybe planned for the holidays too, right? Like, can you want to talk about that, or is that?
Well, we do. I mean, we do have some thoughts on what we would like to do, as long as we could work well with the city, to make sure that it would be good options to offer. And some of our other locations, we offer Christmas light tours. And so as long as we could work with the city and possibly have, some larger displays that we could promote, they're beautiful from the air.
Oh yeah.
And in some of our other locations, we offer Valentine's Day packages, and we offer fall foliage flights. So we do offer a lot of different special flights throughout the year as well.
Oh yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that. I mean, when the trees start turning, I mean, that's an awesome time to get up and look around. And we're lucky at the lake that there's so many people now that live here year round, or most of the year that, it used to be, after August or maybe after October 1st, everybody went home. But now you see a big shoulder season. There's a lot of people down here. And as the people who live here, like me, know that once the tourist season's over, you don't have the lines aren't as long and you can get in quicker. And so, they'll be able to definitely take advantage of you guys past the normal season.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're hoping to offer some additional things, pre and post season. So some additional
in March.
Yeah,
we've talked about March and having some options on the weekends for spring breakers that are coming into town.
Oh yeah, great idea.
So that way, that there's things still open that they can do if they're here for spring break.
And that's, look, everybody comes, and I saw this on Friday and Saturday night at the Strip. I was doing a promotion out there, and I must have seen 25 bachelorette parties that were coming down here and doing different things. And they're going to go on the boat, they're going to do their thing. But what a cool thing to do for the bride to get a helicopter ride and have all your friends. And I mean, just what a neat experience that would be as well. So I think, you guys are fine with groups, right? Like you can handle them. Like you got two birds, so you can get through a group pretty quick.
Oh yeah. We can take 3 people up at a time. So we can get through a group of 20 pretty quick. We typically are very well staffed for that, where we have multiple aircraft where we can handle that. So some pre-planning might help too.
And it's just as a reminder, we do have other locations. So if we have a really large group, as long as we're given a heads up, we can bring aircraft from other locations.
Oh wow, that's something I would think about.
Yes, we could definitely do that. We would just need some heads up. So, but we do have other resources outside of Lake Ozark that we can utilize here if we need it.
Yeah. What's on the future? What are you guys planning? What's like as you look out in the next year or two? Is there things you guys are looking at that is, opportunities that you want to get into? I mean, not necessarily here, but just, in general for the company.
Yeah. I mean, we're always looking for growth opportunities. When I talk to our management staff, we're always talking about, how are we going to grow organically? Are we going to grow, through acquisition? We're constantly looking at acquisitions to grow the company as well, as long as it's the right thing. And that's why we ended up in Lake Ozark, is because we felt like the previous owners, they were just amazing people. They ran a really good business. Some of the things that, were important to us, such as culture, taking care of our team, they kind of implemented a lot of those things with their, they felt the same way. So those types of things are important to us to run our business. And, whenever we go look and talk to owners of other businesses that we are considering purchasing, those fundamental things are really important to us. And they had it here. And they've got the previous owners were amazing. They had a great business. And that's kind of what kind of pushed us, to kind of work with them through this transition.
Now, as far as the helicopters, in your fleet, do you acquire those when you buy the business? So did you buy their helicopters from them, or do you bring your own in, or?
Yeah, both. So it kind
Depends
of
on the situation.
Yeah, it depends on the situation. And it also depends on what the demand looks like for that area too, because, we do more than just offer helicopter tours, right? So we have a really big flight school that does fixed wing flight training, helicopter flight training. We do power line and pipeline surveying. We do a lot of wildlife surveying for the state of Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri. So it kind of just depends on what the demand for that particular business looks like in that area.
Well, let's talk about that, because I think, this is a huge real estate market. We have a big real estate section in the app. I mean, we've got, in this market alone, there's probably 1,300 real estate agents. Real estate's huge here, and you guys can help real estate agents, right? I mean, you can do, everybody's doing drones, and I get that, but there's something a little bit special about doing a helicopter fly in. Even stuff like everybody's doing their own videos. So, I mean, you got these big multi-million-dollar houses. Some of them have helicopter pads. So, I could see a real estate agent flying in, you guys flying them in and doing their video. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do for the business community too. That's maybe no one's thought about yet.
Yeah. And especially, if you have a client that's coming into town and they're looking at 15 different properties, going to all those 15 different properties could take all day long.
Right.
In a helicopter, you might be able to do it in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could really.
That's a great idea. I never think about that.
One of the things we could really help with is just expediting their time, because a lot of times when somebody's coming here to look at properties, they only have maybe 3 hours or 2 hours or something like that. And so if they're looking at multiple different properties, we could actually help the real estate agents by getting to those properties much quicker, or at least getting an aerial view of them first. And if the client is very interested in picking out just a couple, then they drive to them. So maybe if there's 15, they fly around to those 15 to go look from an aerial view, and that customer might go, I want to look at those 3 in more detail. And then they drive to those 3.
What's the range on the 2 birds you have here? What's the max range on those?
So if you fill the tanks, they typically have a 3-hour endurance, but we can get to most places around the lake in less than 10 minutes.
Well, I'm even thinking like, let's just, let's face it. There's a lot of people in this market who've done well.
Yeah.
They made a lot of money. They're sitting in Chesterfield. They want to get to the lake quicker than normal. And so maybe they have to be down there for a weekend, but they're at work.
Yeah.
Will you guys do a flight to pick somebody up at an airport like in Chesterfield or Columbia, or will you do those kind of things?
So we actually have a Part 135 certificate where we can charter folks. We're doing some changes on that certificate right now, and we're adding some additional aircraft that are actually a little bit bigger and more powerful. So and more seats. So because of how big our company is, we have multiple different types of helicopters.
Right.
And so we're removing some and adding some. And so here very soon, we're going to be able to start doing that.
I think that you guys could really do some business in this market, because there's a lot of people that are 3 hours away by car that would pay to get ferried in for particular, events or stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. Like to be able to maybe book a charter with you guys would be awesome.
Yeah. In fact, if they have a helipad at their house, we could land there as well.
Yeah.
So this would be really, really cool.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, so that's coming soon. Inconvenient. So that might be coming soon. So stay tuned, because all you guys out there that are, you've done well in life and you don't necessarily want to jump in the car for 3 hours, you might be able to get a lift and charter one of these birds and get into the lake a lot quicker.
Yeah. We're expecting to have that in place, with the FAA, you just never know. But in the next 30 to 60 days, we'll have all that certificate stuff done, I hope.
So I know safety is important to everybody. And I know that there's people who go, ooh, a helicopter, I don't know about that. But you guys really put safety first. And
that is our top priority.
And I know that when, because we've flown with you guys already this year, and I mean, there's a procedure you go through. There's very specific things you have to do. You make sure that everyone stays safe.
Absolutely. And I personally believe that, your safety starts with your maintenance program, right? Maintaining those aircraft is of the utmost importance, and making sure you're following all the manufacturer's guidelines in regards to that. And we actually, because of the size of our company, we have our own in-house maintenance. Now we do contract out some, but our director of maintenance coordinates all of that.
And you said that's kind of where you started. Like maintenance was your core where you started at.
Yeah, that's why we originally kind of came up here.
Yeah.
But like you said, safety is so important to us. In fact, we go above and beyond what the FAA requires us to do from safety. In fact, we do annual training, quarterly training with our pilots. We just got finished with, had all of our pilots come to Branson. We did advanced auto rotations with them, and we brought a check airman in from Air Evac to evaluate all of our pilots, because maintenance, you can control that. Pilots, you really, really, really have to focus on them to make sure they stay sharp.
And in case you guys don't know what auto rotation is, that's what a helicopter's built-in safety mechanism that if for some reason in a rare, very rare occurrence, you would lose power, they actually auto rotate and you can glide them into the ground. So they don't just fall.
No, they don't just fall. That is definitely a common misconception. They don't fall down to the ground. They can auto rotate down to the ground and glide down safely.
Yeah. And so, I think that's important. A lot of people maybe don't do the experience because they're worried about the safety aspects of it, but this is one of the safest things you can do. I mean, it's probably safer than getting in your car and driving down the strip on a Saturday night.
You're probably right about that. That is true. That is true.
So tell me a little bit about, you guys have a little a saying, or you have a branding saying that you guys use. What is that?
So our brand AIRO, I don't know if you want to talk about that and kind of the meaning behind it, but so, and I'll say this, because we were so separated by a location and each location kind of had its own name and we really wanted to bring everything under one umbrella, Lee and I, strong Christians, and we really wanted something that represented us and our culture and our people and how we personally feel as individuals. And we actually found this word AIRO, and it's spelled AIRO, so it's a little different. But there's a Greek meaning behind it, which is amazing. And it means to elevate, to uplift, and to raise up. And we feel like that's what we do every day is we elevate our team members, we lift up our customers, and we just give the best and most amazing experience we possibly can to our customers.
It's a literal, figurative.
It really is. It could be any better. Like what a find when you get to see it, because it means literally what you do, but it also in a more general purpose of life and kind of how you guys feel about life and how you want to interact with others. And that's really what our podcast, we love talking about your business. We want to help you guys grow your business, but we really like to know more about you guys and getting to know you guys and kind of what you're built on and your faith and where you're at in life is another reason why I just think people need to go visit you and contribute and make sure that they're supporting you guys because it's such a cool company. You guys have such a neat way of looking at life and you're making dreams and you're making, you see a kid come off one of these helicopters and the smile and just the awe and what they're providing. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
I agree with that too.
Even yesterday we were at the office and this young girl was in there and she was just so excited when she got off the helicopter. And I'll tell you what, that's what makes, this business just amazing because our pilots enjoy it. They love giving helicopter rides. They love seeing those kids get off the helicopter with smiles. It's just an amazing experience.
Yeah, it's got to be fun to, everybody is in business for different reasons, but when you can be in business and you can make people smile and you can make memories, what a bonus,
Yeah,
for sure.
I would agree with that.
So I would tell you guys, you need to go see them. You need to book your ride, book it for your group, book it for maybe your business. They're
Team building is a big one with us as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's team building.
It's great for helicopter tours.
Anything like that you have going on, you need to contact them, book ahead because it's always good to book ahead and make sure that they've got people available. And, they're there you guys are there from 10 to 8 at night, right? You're there for a long time. So you can fit in something you need to do within the day because you guys.
And we do encourage walk-ins. So if you don't know your schedule and it's, it's kind of up in the air and you want to work it in, feel free to stop by because we do take walk-ins as well.
And they're so easy to find because all you have to do is drive to the Strip. Before you get to the Strip, you look at Woods, and right in front of Woods, you'll see them, and you'll probably see them flying around you before you get there. It's an amazing location. Like that location is just,
you can't miss the building either because we've changed some signage up on the building that says helicopter tours and things like that. So it's very eye catching. So you can't miss the location.
Well, I'm so glad you guys came on the program today. We love getting to know you guys and just, I'm so proud to have you guys in the market because I think you're going to contribute to what's going on here at the lake. We're always trying to build up locally owned businesses. And it's so important that, that our 32,000 users in the app understand that we support local and that's what we do. And you have to, because this isn't like big corporations. These are people that are, you guys probably think about this after 5 o'clock, right? Like,
no. It's a 7-day-a-week job.
So it is. When you own a business, it's every day and every hour. And so we want to support you guys. We want our viewers to support you. And, we'll catch up with you later on in the summer on another one of these and kind of, as we get into maybe the shoulder season and talk about some of those fun things that you have planned. I know you're trying to work that out. So, but thank you for joining us today on the LOZ Podcast Network. Get in the app, go ahead and book. Get up in the helicopter, make a memory with somebody you know and love, and you will not regret it. It's the best experience you could have. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
you. All right. Until next time, guys, this is Ken from the LOZ Podcast Network. We'll see you next week.